With it, less than a minute to go, Florida up by 11 points at WRAL Coliseum. 11th ranked Maryland has an easy time with Bucknell tonight. We'd hope to have highlights for you. We don't. There weren't any highlights from Bucknell. Maryland wins 102-64, and the rest in the Sullivan County Arena. Not even the double-figure scoring of Dennis Hurst is enough. UNC Greensboro gets a 20-point game from Garner's Tony Daughtry right there. UNCG, like UNCW, beats Campbell in Fayetteville. Also in Fayetteville, the Broncos of Fayetteville State put the honor of the CIAA against Pembroke tonight at the Cumberland County Arena. This one is Fay State all the way. Reggie Gilliam gonna put up the shot right here. He's got it. It's a good night for Rick Duckett's team at the Cumberland County Arena. The Broncos win by 13, 88-75. How about those Shaw Bears? A 7-0 start now with a win tonight over Savannah State. Keith Walker is just in his second year as coach. What a job the former Clemson player has done. Bears get the ball to Jeff Campbell. He splits the cords for 21 points. Campbell gets plenty of help. Bromley Thornton for the shot. Bromley Thornton for two. Shaw by 17 over Savannah State, 89-72. A couple of other area scores to tell you about. Temple beats Eddie Fogler's South Carolina team 49-44. It is Mount Olive beating Barton. Battle of the East 83-80. And in Washington and Lee 93, Guilford 82. It's a big day for women's basketball here in the Triangle. Tonight, NC State hosts one of America's best teams, the Lady Cardinal of Stanford. Rick Sullivan has the story from Reynolds Coliseum.
The Wolfpack comes ready to play against the second-ranked Cardinals. Colleen Krell drives for an early bucket, and NC State leads 13-8. Defense and hustle keep the pack out in front of Stanford. Yumika Webb makes the steal and gets the top 2 points at the end of the race. She'll score 16 before the night is through. The pack stretches the lead to 10 points on a 3-point shot by Jennifer Howard. It's 25-15 State, and it'll be the biggest lead of the game for NCSU. Stanford rallies to within 1 at the half after a 3-point shot by Vanessa Nygaard. The Cardinal takes the lead right away to start the second half, but State isn't finished. Krell hangs tough with Stanford's bigger inside players. Krell leads the pack in scoring with 17. But the final 6.5 minutes belong to Anita Kaplan of Stanford. Kaplan scores 10 of her 14 during this stretch.
My teammates, my coaches kept talking to me, telling me, you know, just keep shooting, and I did, and finally they started going in.
The second-ranked Cardinal pushes on to a 78-63 win over State.
And it's discouraging to play so good so many minutes and then just lose it in 6 minutes. I mean, you get done with the game and you just look back on it and you're always like, if I could just have that 6 minutes back, but you can't, and you just got to learn from it.
Rick Sullivan, WRAL, TV5 Sports.
The Duke women just annihilate Wisconsin-Milwaukee today, 104-34. Wow. As we told you at 6, the defending national champion North Carolina women's team wins handily. More on the Tar Heels' victory over Robert Morris from Jeff Gravely.
Try as it might, neither Robert nor Morris could keep up with the Smiths or the Joneses of Carolina. Marion Jones leads all with 22 points along with 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Senior Charlotte Smith collects 21 points with 9 rebounds and 4 assists. The Tar Heels play everybody who dresses and got some major contributions from the bench, showing just how much depth they have.
Yesterday, at the end of practice, we have controlled scrimmage for a 10-minute period, and our starting team got beat.
For those on the dunk watch, 3 players did slam in warm-ups, but none in the game. All of the talk of and the attention to when it's going to happen in a game is growing minute by minute.
I want to hurry up and do it so I can just get it over, because, you know, I'm just tired of worrying about it. And, like, throughout the whole process of thinking about dunking, you know, my hands get so clammy at times that I can't even hold the ball.
Dunking has become the game within the game, but today Carolina won the game that mattered, 80-57 over Robert Morris. Jeff Gravely, WRAL TV5 Sports.
And Florida has just won the game in Greensboro. Florida 81, Wake Forest 70. That's a final. Still to come, the top 25. We did have an upset or 2. And Florida makes it a double day in Gatorland. 2 straight SEC championships.
If the ball is a split-second short.
At 60 Minutes, we share the belief that good journalism often is about telling good stories. Of course, not every story that we tell has a happy ending. And not every story we tell has a clear hero or villain. But every story we tell is true. Face it, we couldn't make up some of these tales if we tried.
Mike Wallace, 60 Minutes, Sundays.
Blindness presents a clear and present danger to every American. So see your eye care professional regularly. A reminder from Prevent Blindness.
On the next Mary Lou, what if you could give your family a whole new look?
Robert sometimes dresses like he's cool or something.
We're giving 3 families the chance to make each other over.
Mom.
They'll be coiffed, pampered, and dressed by the experts.
And we're just going to add a little lip gloss.
Could your family use a few fashion tips? The amazing results of our triple family makeover on the next Mary Lou.
Monday at 10 on WRAL TV 5.
Someone out there needs help, and you've decided to save them. Every year, thousands of people die waiting for organ and tissue transplants. To be a donor, even if you've signed something, you must tell your family now so they can carry out your decision later. Otherwise, it's like throwing a 12-foot rope to someone who's 15 feet away. Share your life. Share your decision.
Massachusetts begins the day as the #1 team in the country. The Minutemen, however, are unable to repel the invasion of Kansas. It's not Lou Rowe's fault. UMass will now fall from the top spot in the polls. Rowe with 34 points. Kansas turns up the defensive juices in the final minutes. The Jayhawks get the ball down court to Gerard Haas. Haas with a dunk over Dante. Dante Bright can't stop him. Kansas enjoys a bright moment in the first half of the John Wooden Classic. Game #2 in Anaheim, California matches UCLA and Kentucky. This one sees a stirring comeback from the Bruins. Ed O'Bannon with 26 keeps it close, and then freshman J.R. Henderson gets a chance to win the game on free throws. He does. Wow. UCLA by 1 over Kentucky. The Wisconsin Badgers score a narrow win over Texas Tech. The game's key moment unfolds with the clock winding down in the first half. Michael Finley gonna let it fly from about 55 feet. Got it! After the three-pointer by Finley, Wisconsin beats Texas Tech by 5. You don't think that was big. Top 25, Arkansas doesn't need any miracle three-pointers to put away Missouri. 94-71 for the Hogs. Michigan by 12 over UT Chattanooga. Michigan State beats a good Louisville team, 85-71. Georgetown by 10 over DePaul. Iowa upsets Ohio U tonight, 91-75. That game played in Iowa City. Syracuse 89, Davidson 66. For the third time in the 3-year history of the Southeastern Conference Championship game, Alabama meets Florida. They are in the Georgia Dome. Now, Alabama fans think it's 1992 all over again when Dwayne Rudd makes like Antonio Langham, picks off a sideline pass and runs it back for a score, 22-17. But Gene Stallings turns his back on the two-point PAT. He kicks. Now Florida comes back, unlike 92. Steve Spurrier using the entire playbook. Did you like that one? Now here's the touchdown pass, Danny Werfel to Chris Doering. The Gators lead 24-23. Alabama, one chance left, but Jay Barker's pass is intercepted. The Gators will get a rematch with Florida State in the Sugar Bowl. The Army-Navy game comes down to a kick. The Cadets call on their nearsighted kicker, Kurt Heiss, to boot this 52-yarder. Heiss can't see more than fuzz when the goalposts are 40 yards away, but his radar is working. The missile hits the target. Army by 2 over Navy. And in the playoffs today, Boise State ends Appalachian season 17-14. Marshall and Jim Donnan beat James Madison 28-21. Duke hosts the NCAA volleyball playoffs today, and the Lady Devils beat Georgia. Exciting times here. Duke serving. Adrian Nickel gonna get her hands on the ball with the spike into the open middle. Duke wins game #1, 15-11. Duke wins game #2. Now it's match point. Kristen McMahon with the serve. You can anticipate what happens. Duke wins. Duke winning 3 straight over Georgia. They move on in the NCAA. Riddick Bowe wins a decision tonight over Larry Donald.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Finally tonight, the gift list may be short for some children in the Triangle area, but a group of craftsmen are out to change that. Members of the Triangle Woodworkers Association spent a lot of their free time and used a lot of free wood from Home Depot of Cary to create toys for the Toys for Tots program. Craftsmen say a gift of a new toy can help change a child's life forever.
Try to keep as many kids as we possibly can from going through Christmas without a toy. You know, if you give a kid a Christmas a toy, you may remember it the rest of his life.
When it was all over, the group made 200 cars, 50 yo-yos, and quite a few rocking chairs. Members of the Marine Corps will pick up the toys and drop them off at the Salvation Army for distribution. That's about all of our time for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for enduring The Voice. Please tune in to the WRAL TV 5 News at 6 tomorrow. Have a good night, and I hope to see you Monday, 6 o'clock in the morning, and again at noontime. Have a good weekend.
Whether you saw or heard, you can call and report. Crime happens, and it can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. So fight back. Take action with WRAL's Jim Payne. Be a WRAL TV5 Crime Stopper. Do something about crime. Make a difference. And put crime in its place. Crime Stoppers, Monday and Wednesday on WRAL's 5:30 News.
Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope's bringing high, still I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so I rise,